This is the Audi A6 e-tron. What is it? Well, it's a premium electric car aimed at people who are cross-shopping either a Mercedes EQS or a Tesla Model S. But the big difference here is that it's available in two different body styles. To my left, this lovely silver fastback, and to my right, and for the first time that I'm aware of in this category, an estate.
Before we get there though, let's talk about some basic specs for both cars. The A6 e-tron concept has a large 100 kilowatt-hour battery pack that should deliver a range of 435 miles. It'll have recharge times of 5 to 80% in under 25 minutes, and top models will do 0 to 62 in less than 4 seconds. Oh, and most importantly of all, they're not too shabby in the styling department either. From the front, both cars are clear evolutions on familiar Audi design themes. Both have the same grille outline, known as the Audi single frame, but in this case, there's no actual grille. The front is almost completely smooth, with a cool illuminated Audi logo, metallic e-tron lettering near the splitter, and some highly advanced headlights, to put it mildly. Maybe the craziest feature of these headlights is that they actually work as projectors. Hypothetically, if you parked up in front of a large wall, you can actually beam an image from the lights onto that wall to allow you to watch a movie or play a video game, in black and white of course. Audi demonstrated this using an admittedly made-up computer game, but it does show you what's possible and how cars might be able to entertain owners while they charge, for example.
Speaking of projectors, there are 4 projectors located on each corner of the car that could actually project images onto the floor while the car indicates. Now, the idea being that as people approach the vehicle, they'll see exactly which way your A6 is about to turn. It's a very clever feature. Technically, it's not legal quite yet, but to my eyes, this looks like a really cool safety feature, and over time, maybe this might come into play in the real world. Now I want to draw your attention to the rear lights, which are very funky indeed. They go the entire width of the car with this illuminated Audi logo in the center. And what's different about these lights is, unlike most cars which have LED lights at the rear, these are OLEDs, organic light emitting diode, which is similar technology to what you'll find on high-end televisions. Now, ordinarily, LEDs will form part of a really thin strip, but these OLEDs, if you look closely, have individual OLED elements that are positioned in slightly different areas of space inside the rear, and that's allowed Audi to be quite creative with the level of detail and intricacy that you get from these quite fascinating animations.
As for the rest of the back of the car, I really like the huge rear diffuser section and the wide stance of the estate in particular. Both cars have enormous 23-inch wheels that fill the wheel arches to give a stance that rivals the RS6 or RS7, and there are other clever touches, including cameras for door mirrors and doors without any handles. Although I can tell you for a fact that any production version of this car definitely will have some physical way of opening the doors.
Next, I want to talk to you about this car's platform. The architecture that it rides on is Audi's PPE platform, which is very useful in a variety of car designs. It can be used for either SUVs or more dynamically oriented vehicles like the A6 and A6 Avant. The layout, very simple. axle at the back, axle at the front, either dual motor setup or a rear mounted motor, and a battery in the middle. In this case, a 100 kilowatt hour battery pack, which gives it a range of 435 miles. But the charging is what's really interesting about this car. It uses Audi's 800 volt architecture, which means it can go from 5% to 80% in under 20 minutes. That's 270 kilowatts of charging. And if you need a quick splash and dash, apparently you can get 186 miles of range into the battery in around 10 minutes.
On the whole, I'm pretty impressed by the A6 and A6 Avant. Audi have already shown their ability to create compelling electric cars in the form of their e-tron SUV and RS e-tron sports car. So I'm keen to see what they do when they turn their attentions to rivaling the EQS or the Model S. I'm also really keen that for the first time we're now seeing what a premium electric estate option might look like. Of course, all of this does raise the question, will Audi actually build these things as production vehicles? They haven't actually confirmed this, of course, but I'm hearing very positive noises. We are extremely likely to see road-going versions of both these cars in 2023. And I, for one, can't wait.
And I'll go